Well, hello and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome. Let me just give you a rundown of what's going on. So, I'm your host, Foster Garrett, Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce, which, if you don't know what a chamber is a nonprofit membership organization that strives to help the Bedford area prosper by serving and collaborating with local businesses, organizations, and people. And every week I get to interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it. And it's recorded right here in beautiful Bedford, Virginia, broadcasted on Grove Street FM, and brought to you by Media Squatch. And I also want to thank Mark Snowden, who is with Lamar Outdoor Advertising and is sponsoring this podcast. Without people like Mark, we wouldn't be able to do this. And this podcast is an amazing way to get tuned in to all the amazing things right here in your community, at home in Bedford and in the surrounding areas. And I love it because I get to talk to different people every week. And everybody always has a different background, a different reason for why they're here in Bedford, why they do what they do. And I get to learn so much about the amazing organizations that make our community what it is. So stay tuned. If this is your first time listening, you're going to love it, but keep listening. There's a lot that you can learn. Before we get to the actual podcast, I do want to tell you about some of our upcoming chamber programming. We like to stay busy. With the summer approaching, we're going to be a little less busy, but that doesn't mean that we're not getting ready for the fall. So we just had our Excellence in Business Awards nominations close. We are in the process of reaching out to everybody, and next week there's going to be some visits and some announcements, and I'm really excited to reveal all of the nominees. So keep an eye out for that. This is our big, we really try to honor all of the extraordinary businesses in the Bedford area and the people and the nonprofits that are doing great things. All the nominations are submitted by peers, by customers, and sometimes by people at the company themselves. And we are really excited to be able to share that with everybody. So keep an ear out. And those are revealed. The winners won't be revealed till September at our annual gala. So it's a long process. There's a lot that goes into it, but it is really cool. And we have a event coming up in June as well. On June 24th from 8:30 to 10 a.m. at the Bedford Area Welcome Center, we will be hosting a business roundtable, which we do in partnership with our Bedford County Economic Development Office and the Town of Bedford's Economic Development Office. They're free events. We try to bring awareness to hot topics and resources and different types of things that really help our local businesses thrive. So this one is themed Leading with Vision, and it's going to be a little different from some of the roundtables we've done in the past. It's going to be more of a workshop, very interactive. And our facilitator is Amanda Stanley with the Artisan Leader. Amanda is a coach and consultant. She was a CEO of a large regional nonprofit for 10 years and is local to Bedford. So we're really excited to have her join us. Like I said, it is a free event. If you are looking for professional development, come spend an hour and a half with us at this roundtable, and you'll also get to hear economic development updates. There'll be built-in time for networking and Q&A, and we'll also have some light breakfast and refreshments. So if nothing else, come for the food. We do ask that you RSVP for that. It's not completely necessary, but since we will have breakfast there, it would be nice just to have a pretty solid head count. And it also just helps us with making sure that if there's any reason to customize our programming, then we can. But you can find that event and all of our others on bedfordareachamber.com. We have a full calendar of events. And it's not only stuff from us on the chamber side, but also chamber members. So it's more of a community calendar than anything. And if you have any questions about any of our programming, I'll drop our phone number at the very end, so make sure to listen all the way through. But that's enough from me. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce today's guest, Mary Jo Boone with The Well.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you.
I know. This is the second time I've had you this year.
Yeah. When you wear a couple of hats, that's what happens.
Yeah. It is. Well, Mary Jo, you were my first guest of the year, and we talked about the Bedford area family YMCA.
Yep.
And now we're here to talk about The Well. So do you want to tell us a little bit about The Well and how you became involved with it and how you own it?
Yep. So The Well actually started over 25 years ago, which is kind of amazing that the Bedford community has supported this store for so long. It's a natural health and wellness store. It started 25 years ago by Linda and Ken Berger, who Linda was creating tinctures for friends and families for their health, natural tinctures. And her friends and family were like, you need to go public with this, and more people need to hear your story and get your remedies and, get support from your knowledge and expertise. So she did, and she rented a little spot in the center of Bedford and started her little store. And it has grown from there. And about, oh gosh, time flies, maybe 7 years ago, my husband and I, my family and I were supporters of the store for many years, just going in and shopping and finding out and taking some of Linda's classes about essential oils and things like that. And I heard rumor that they were going to close the store. She had retired from it and sold it to someone, and it wasn't really his expertise or his love and joy. So it didn't thrive like it did with Linda. And then he was just going to sell it, or not sell it. He was just going to close it. And I heard that, and I was like, no, you can't do that. The Boone family, need it. And so, it's just one of those really, I don't know, weird things that fall into place. I just couldn't stop thinking about the store and dreaming about it, whatever. And then I called the owner and I said, I don't really know why I'm calling you, but not that we really want to own a retail store, but can we talk about it? I don't know what it would cost. I don't know anything, but just felt like I needed to have a conversation with him. And we did. And literally things just started to fall into place with how we got funding to purchase it. And then we had actually bought it for my daughter, who was a natural health professional. And then she went back to grad school. So then my husband started working there, and he is there every day from 10 to 3 and has learned and grown amazingly in the natural health world and has helped hundreds and hundreds of people. But anyway, back to the beginnings, we bought it, and it was located over on Independence Boulevard.
Next to Trendsetters.
Next to Trendsetters, exactly. And it was more of a location, like you went to the well there. You weren't just passing through town. And then Bill Mosley, who owned the old hardware store in the center of town, approached us and said, you all really need to move to, buy the hardware store and move there. And I went to the hardware store and saw all the beautiful wood floors. Yeah. And I was like, this is too big of a project. I could just envision like these floors just popping, but all the work that goes into making things like that pop. So the first go round, I was like, no, it's too big, it's too much. And then he just kind of hounded me a little bit. And and again, it was one of those things that like, okay, can we afford this? How are we going to afford it? How are we going to pay for it? And Bill was great and worked with us, and we came up with a plan, and there we go. We bought the hardware store. We made some renovations and, got moved from Independence over there and have this 3-story basically building now that we can do all kinds of things. So we have the retail store. That's what the main hub of the well is. And inside the retail store, we sell a lot of supplements, good supplements, and then essential oils and essential oil products. We support a lot of local farms with like chicken and eggs and veggies and stuff like that, as well as like farmers that make goat milk soap or salves, all locally grown, herbs, and like the local farms are growing the herbs that are making the salves. So it's really amazing. So, and then we have, let's see what else. Some organic foods in there. We have kombucha, and
I go there for the kombucha.
Yeah.
And the Homestead Creamery.
I do too. So some groceries and bulk items like bulk teas, bulk spices, bulk beans. So I love the spice. We have I don't even know how many spices, a bunch, but unique ones. So if you need like a tablespoon of something, come to us instead of going to the store to buy like, a whole can of it that you're just going to waste, So, and then we have on every second Saturday of the month, we have 20% off of all the supplements, all the bulk items, and all the essential oils. So basically everything in the store except for the grocery items. So mark your calendars for that second Saturday of every month. A lot of people take advantage of that, which is awesome. And then we have dreams and visions to use the whole building at some point. As soon as I can retire from the Y, it's kind of hard to do both. Well, I don't know if this is the right time to announce that, but yeah, I have it. I have a date. But anyway, we're talking about the well.
Okay.
So, anyway, upstairs we have a couple of rooms that we rent to. Like we have a natural health modalities is what we would like to rent to. So one room is now rented to a massage therapist. She's amazing. She's been there for 4 years. And then the other room, we have an acupuncturist and a midwife who are interested in sharing that room and sharing that space. Yeah. So, and then there's this whole other space upstairs that's amazing. Right now, a photographer is using it because it is such an amazing space. But the dream vision there would be to have more natural health modalities up there so that under one roof you can go to, a acupuncturist, massage therapist, I don't know, whatever other natural health modalities we can get up there. So, and then the basement's really cool. Like many people have gone down there and like, this would be a great speakeasy. I'm not sure that Bedford could welcome a speakeasy, but it's a cool basement. Maybe aquaponics down there or a kombucha lab down there, something like that. Just keeping that theme of the whole natural health in there. So, and I've recently been certified as a doula. So hopefully as a birth doula and a postpartum doula. So, helping with those both practices as well. And Lizzie and I are both certified natural health professionals. So there's a lot of things sort of in the works that will come to fruition over the next year or two. And then hopefully catapult us into like adding things into the well. But yeah, it's right there at the farmer's market, which is amazing. Like what a great relationship that is. Yeah. And we support, the farmer's market. I love it, having it there. So, so that's basically the well. Been around for 25 years, which is, again, amazing that this little community has supported this little natural health and wellness store for that long. So yeah.
There's so much that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But it has been around my entire life. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah. And I remember like walking through town because my parents work in town and their office has been like a second home to me. So I would go to every store, and even like not knowing anything about like natural remedies or natural healing or health, I would go in there and I would buy soap or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like enjoy like going through and looking at all the things.
Yeah.
And when it moved to next to Trendsetters, I think it was so sad because it just removed it from being a part of like the walking path of town and just going in shops and trying things out. But being at Bedford Hardware, that's amazing. That's an incredible historic building that's also been like a huge cornerstone of not only my life, but town. And you guys have made it look so gorgeous. The building is amazing. And like you said, people, when they go in, they really only see the retail for the most part now.
Right.
But when we had that event there, was it 2 years ago?
Time flies,
I think it was 2 years ago. And we were in the upstairs part and the sun started to set and the lights started coming in through the windows and it was so beautiful. And also the smell of the building is very, like it's the hardwood, but it's also like the tinctures and everything.
All the oils,
It smells so good.
It's so good in there. Yeah.
So
That's
good.
when people come in and they're like, oh, it smells so good in here.
Yes.
Plus the energy and the vibes in there, just with it being the hardwood and the, the history and the store, the building itself. It's just, it's definitely the right vibe for what we're doing for sure.
Is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And whenever I go in there, it's never empty.
Yeah.
There's always people in there. Your husband's always talking to people there.
Let me just mention him. I just, like I said, it was not our plan to have him doing this, but, it's not always our plan that comes to fruition, but somebody else's plan. But, so he's been great. He's been learning a lot, but he just knows so much about like, if you want to if you go in there and you ask him anything, just be ready for a complete and total answer, because it won't just be, well, vitamin B can help with this. It'll be vitamin B can do this, and that's why, and your body does this, and that's why it's important, and then this, and then that. And, at some point he just goes on, and I'll just say, okay, that's it. I trust you. I trust you completely. Just tell me what to do. And I think people just, he's really made an impact. I have people coming in all the time when I usually work there on Saturdays, and they'll come in and like, your husband saved my life. And, just really brings me to tears, and it brings Sam to tears too. Like, just that his passion to help people is so intense and real. And I'm just really proud of where, this has led him for sure. And he's smart, and he remembers everything, which, being his wife is not always a good thing, but, but it is,
to do it, though.
But it's great for what he's doing for sure. Yeah.
And I think when it comes to anything, being educated on it and understanding why things work the way that they do, and being able to make your own decisions on it.
Yeah, for sure.
It is such a need, because there are a lot of people that will just be like, yeah, I think you need this, and they just give it to you, and you're like, okay. But especially when it comes to like medicine and like healing, you need to know what you're doing with your body and why it's working.
Yeah.
And so that if like maybe something works but another thing isn't, then you can go from there yourself and not feel lost about it.
I love that.
Especially like with healthcare, like we're not really taught about like natural remedies or healing. So do you want to talk a little bit about that, about like how you got into natural health? And
I think it's just our bodies are amazing, and we just really need to listen to our bodies and do the right thing. Like, we know healthy eating, we know exercise, we just need to do it if we want to like take care of this body and live the longest, most productive and healthy life that we can. It's all right there. Like, it's all right there. What God created, to heal and to fix. And it's all out there. And, I know sometimes people will say, well, money, it's more expensive to buy organic, or it's more expensive to buy, the supplements at the well as opposed to the big box stores. And it may be more expensive, but isn't your health worth it? Like, you will see a difference. You will find a difference. You got to persevere. You there. You got to be consistent, and just really commit to a healthy lifestyle. And it will pay off in dividends if there is that commitment. But I think, years ago when my girls were younger and teens, and we had been eating organic foods, but not really paying attention to anything else. So, they go into the malls or whatever and buy all the lotions and the perfumes and the makeup and all the things that have chemicals in it. And I one day snapped to that. I was like, wow, what goes on your skin also goes into your body. So then we sort of did a 180 on those products, and, all the things that you put on, wash your hair with, your soaps, all the things, because they also affect your body as well. And, just really trying to look at how we can help this vessel be the healthiest it can with using it as the leader of what needs to be, what we need to keep healthy. And we know it. We just need to do it. We do know it, and just need to do it. But, the more natural and healthy things we can do, like I said, would just keep us healthier. And just listen to our bodies and what is already created. We don't have to recreate anything. It's right there, So I think that's the main thing that, that we kind of look at, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of farmers in our community that are growing amazing things too, and to support the local farmers markets. And, a lot of them are growing organic, not only veggies, but also producing great chicken and beef and eggs. And again, it's more expensive than what you buy at the big box store, but it's gonna pay off. Your health is gonna be better for it.
Yeah.
So.
And I think like supporting local is so important, especially like with how expensive things are and have been, it's just it makes a difference right here at home, and you know what things, where things are coming from, what they're being fed.
Yeah.
And there's so many different things in the Bedford area that we kind of take for granted that we don't like utilize. There's honey, there's meat,
Yeah.
there's flowers, there's
Yeah.
produce, there's all sorts of great things. There's mushrooms. I
Yeah.
love going to the farmer's market because I always find something different.
Yeah.
And there are only a couple stores, really the Well is one of the only ones that have local farmers bringing things to sell there, that you don't have to make sure that you're there between, hours of like 8 and 12 or what have you at a farmer's market. You can go there all the time.
Yeah.
And it's also, I have to point it out, it's National Small Business Week. So it is.
There you go.
It is. It's kind of funny this year. It's National Small Business Week. It's Economic Development Week and Tourism Week.
Okay.
So yeah,
they kind of all go together, don't they?
They do all go together, and places like the Well make an impact. So if nothing else, go spend $20 at a small business this week, whether it's the Well or otherwise. You might be surprised at how much impact it has, not only for that business, but for yourself.
Yeah.
And support your own local economy.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the Well. That's the Well. Just stay tuned because we're going to keep doing some cool things. We've talked about a lot of things, having a smoothie bar in there. And
ooh.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? So,
I feel like I need to submit some ideas. You guys?
Please do. Ideas are great. I tell people when I give them a tour of the upstairs especially, I'm like, what do you think? What should it be? And I'm just categorizing all these ideas in my brain, and one day it's going to snap, and I'm going to believe that's it, so
when you showed me the other side of the upstairs, it was like you rolled away the stone. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? But it's cool too because the hardware store has been around. Do you know how long it's been around?
Well, since the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And I actually have a picture of the hardware store when it was early 1900s in the store. A friend of mine gave it to us when we opened the store. And it's really cool because it has the hardwood floor. You can see the floor in there. But yeah.
That is so cool.
So cool. The old elevator is still in there. Yeah. It's so cool.
Works.
And it works, yeah. So it's crazy. A big old freight elevator. And then we have this old safe in there that we've never opened. I don't know. Beale's treasure might be in it for all we know. But we don't have the key to it or the combination. Was not given to us. Everybody forgot it. So we've just not ever
that would be
cracked that safe. But
really cool.
There's probably nothing in it, but it would be fun.
Cracking event. Yeah. Well, be careful if you ever do open it. Get a professional help because, see, Woody's grinning because he knows exactly what I'm going to say. Because my dad, he was my first podcast guest of last year. And God, it's always a trip with that man because he starts telling, I learned a lot of things about my family's law firm that I didn't know about his dad and him starting it and some of the things that they did together. And I knew that it was an old bank because there are 2 safes in there.
Okay.
But I didn't know that it was it belonged to the Bond family, John Bond's family.
Oh.
Who, I'm very close with them. His daughter Caroline is one of my best friends. So it was really cool to kind of share that history. But Dad was like, yeah, in the 70s or whenever, somebody decided to crack the safe. It hadn't been opened. And they opened it and there were tear gas canisters.
Oh, gosh.
Inside of the safe, and one of them exploded and gassed the whole place.
Oh, jeez.
And so when Dad and Harry took over, they're still disposing of the old canisters. And I was, so
I see what
you're
careful.
Yeah. You never know. They were serious about protecting those safes.
That's so funny.
Yeah. You never know what you might find.
So I'm looking for a safe cracker.
Yeah.
All you people out there.
Have a safe cracking event. We can do a live stream.
That'd be fun.
See if they get gassed.
It might be just empty and it'd be wah, wah, wah.
Well, either way, it's cool.
We'll have good food or something.
Yeah. We can do the food downstairs.
Yeah.
We can do yoga upstairs.
Something fun.
Something cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, Mary Jo, I'm really excited to see what you guys continue to do with the Well.
Thank you.
When it starts kicking into overdrive, I've got to have you back to learn more about it.
That sounds great.
But if people want to learn more, What's the best way to do so?
Yeah, come visit the well. We're open every day, 10 to 6, Monday through Friday, Saturday, 10 to 5. Sundays, we're closed. The number is 540-587-9000. We have a website, The Well in Bedford, with periods in between, The Well in Bedford. And yeah, just come by. That's really the thing. I mean, we're not allowed to sell things on the web. Online, we're not allowed to sell. We sign contracts with all our vendors that we don't sell online, and I think that's a good thing. It's really, again, to support small businesses, support communities instead of the big box things selling online. So we don't sell online, but but come on in and visit us. And I think, isn't this Saturday the second Saturday? I think it is.
I think it is the second
Hello,
Saturday.
people. Second Saturday. This Saturday.
Go get you a discount.
20% off.
And you'll see the big old sign in the window amongst the very nicely decorated.
Yes, we have great staff there. Susan and Perry are amazing and do an amazing job with the windows. They've really adopted those and I think people walk by and just will walk into the well because the windows are so cool looking. And it also supports downtown Bedford. We really feel very strongly, we painted the building and made it look really nice. Yeah. And then do really take serious the windows as a support of the downtown businesses. We want to be a good steward of the downtown business area too. Yeah,
especially on South Street. I think that people sleep on South Street.
Yeah,
and or the South Bridge, the south of North Bridge, because North Bridge is bustling, I believe.
Yeah,
but
more bustling.
People don't always walk all the way down there, and there's still so many great things to see and to walk around and just enjoy, and especially being close to Elba's.
Yeah, and the farmers market right there on Saturday mornings now.
Right there.
Yeah.
I walk around and I get everything I need.
Yep.
Well, Mary Jo, thank you so much for joining me
You're
today.
welcome. Thanks for having me. It's been awesome.
I'm glad you thought so. Well, if people want to learn more about us at the Chamber, you can call us at 540-586-9401, or you can visit our website, bedfordareachamber.com, for information about our mission and the perks of becoming a member. But also on our website is a full directory of our membership, which is helpful for finding all sorts of amazing things in the region, including the well. But that's all for today. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next Chamber Vibes episode.